Have you ever wondered what happens to the body as we age, especially when it comes to something as personal as our sexuality? As we grow older, certain changes become inevitable. Yet, for many men, these changes are never openly discussed, often left in the shadows, where discomfort and uncertainty can grow. Today, I want to take a moment to talk about something that many of us are reluctant to face, but which every man will eventually encounter: the physical changes to the penis as we age. It's a topic that may feel uncomfortable, even awkward, but it's one we cannot afford to ignore. The truth is, these changes are a natural part of growing older, and understanding them is the first step toward accepting and adapting to the process. In this video, I'll break down how testosterone levels, circulation, and overall physical health impact sexual vitality in older age, and how embracing these changes can lead to a deeper, more meaningful relationship with yourself and with others. Why is it important to watch until the end? Because understanding these shifts isn't just about acknowledging physical change. It's about redefining what masculinity and intimacy mean in later life. It's about recognizing that even though the body transforms, the essence of our sexuality and emotional connection doesn't have to diminish. And most importantly, it's about learning to live fully, accepting each stage of life with grace, and embracing the wisdom and experience that come with aging. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment 1 below. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0. Your feedback is crucial as it helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Now, let's get started. Dear grandchildren, today I want to speak to you about something that, though often overlooked or avoided, is an undeniable reality we all face as time marches forward. This is a subject that many may feel uncomfortable discussing, even shy away from entirely: the physical changes that occur in the male body as we grow older. And in particular, I want to talk about the changes that affect the penis in older men. I understand that sexuality in later years is not often a topic brought up in casual conversation, sometimes dismissed as taboo or inappropriate. But the truth is, aging touches every part of our lives, including our sexuality. Let me assure you, these changes are nothing to be ashamed of. They are simply part of the profound, often humbling journey we call life. As we grow older, our bodies bear the marks of the experiences we've lived through: the joys, the struggles, the triumphs, and the losses. Learning to accept these changes, to embrace them with dignity, is essential to living a full, meaningful, and peaceful life as we age. When we talk about getting older, we cannot, and should not, ignore the physical shifts that naturally occur within the male body. In our youth, we may have experienced a sense of strength, vitality, and vigor in our sexual organs. Everything felt firm, responsive, and vital. But as the years slip by, our bodies begin to transform. And with those transformations come certain changes that reflect the natural course of aging. The penis, just like any other part of the body, undergoes its own evolution. One of the most significant factors that impact the penis as we age is a gradual decline in testosterone production. Testosterone, that crucial hormone that drives many of the masculine traits we associate with youth, begins to decrease in its production around the age of 40 or 50. This slow decline can bring about several changes. The tissues lose their elasticity, the skin becomes thinner, and there is a noticeable reduction in muscle tone. These transformations can result in a change in the penis's appearance. It may seem thinner, less full, and the size may appear smaller when flaccid. However, it's important to remember that these changes should never be viewed as a loss of virility or an indication of diminished worth. On the contrary, they are simply a part of the natural rhythm of life. The aging process is something we cannot control, but how we respond to it is entirely within our power. We must recognize that these shifts are a reflection of our lived experiences, a testament to the wisdom and strength we've accumulated over the years. The circulatory system, too, is deeply affected by the passage of time. As we age, our arteries naturally begin to harden and narrow, reducing the flow of blood throughout the body, including to the penis. This diminished blood flow can result in erections becoming less frequent and less firm than they once were. It can be a difficult reality to accept, especially in a society that often ties masculinity to sexual vigor, but these changes are simply a part of the tapestry of aging. They do not diminish us as men, rather, they remind us of the beauty and necessity of embracing each stage of life with grace, acceptance, and an open heart. So, my dear grandchildren, I want you to understand that growing older brings inevitable changes, yes, but it also brings opportunities for profound self-acceptance, wisdom, and understanding. The body may change, but the essence of who we are remains rich with experience, love, and the lessons we've gathered along the way. There is no shame in aging, only the opportunity to celebrate every moment and every chapter of this extraordinary journey we are fortunate to experience. However, it is essential to recognize that the true measure of a sexual relationship is not rooted solely in physical performance, but rather in the emotional connection and mutual understanding between partners. As we age, intimacy can still be incredibly fulfilling, perhaps even more so, if we shift our focus from the transient physical aspects to the deeper emotional bonds we share with those we love. The connection between two people, built on trust, tenderness, and affection, holds far greater significance than the fleeting qualities of youth. In fact, some would say that the most fulfilling intimacy in old age is the one that is grounded in shared experience and mutual respect. It is through this lens, emotional connection, that aging can offer us a different, yet equally profound, kind of pleasure. The physical changes that come with aging, especially for men, can evoke a sense of discomfort or even confusion. Many people, particularly men, find it difficult to confront these changes because society has conditioned us to associate masculinity with certain physical traits, strength, vitality, and sexual prowess. In many cultures, the idea of male power is often linked to the physical state of the body, and specifically, the ability to perform sexually in the way one did in youth. But this way of thinking is not only limiting, it can be damaging. It reduces a man's sense of self-worth to a mere measure of physical ability, disregarding the more profound qualities that truly define a person. When we speak of aging, we must remember that these changes are inevitable, but they are by no means an indication of failure or loss. Our bodies will inevitably transform, but that transformation does not make us any less whole. In fact, it is in accepting these changes, these natural signs of our journey, that we come to understand the depth of who we are and what we are capable of. The ability to love, to connect with others, to offer kindness and support. These are the hallmarks of true strength, not just physical capability. One of the most significant factors that influence the changes in the male body, particularly as we age, is the gradual decline in testosterone production. Testosterone, which plays a central role in the development and maintenance of male characteristics, begins to decrease around the age of 40 or 50. As the body's levels of this hormone decrease, a number of changes take place, many of which affect the sexual organs. The tissues of the penis lose some of their elasticity, and the muscle tone may decrease, which can result in a noticeable change in size or firmness. For some men, these changes can be jarring, and it is natural to feel a sense of loss or confusion when the body no longer responds the way it once did. Yet, in embracing these changes, we come to realize that these transformations are part of the broader narrative of life. Yes, the physical changes are real, but they are not a symbol of decline. They are simply an evolution. Our bodies bear witness to the years we have lived, to the memories we have made, and to the lessons we have learned. The wrinkles, the graying hair, the loss of some youthful vitality, these are the marks of a life fully lived. They are not signs of something to fear, but of something to honor. It is crucial to remember that masculinity does not reside solely in the vigor of youth or the physical appearance of the body. True masculinity is reflected in the wisdom that comes with experience, in the kindness we offer to others, and in our ability to deeply connect with those we care about. As we grow older, the opportunity arises to redefine what it means to be a man. It becomes less about performance and more about the quality of our relationships, our ability to love deeply, to understand our partners, and to foster genuine emotional connection. For many men, the loss of youthful vitality can lead to an emotional crisis. The image of themselves as strong, virile, and capable may be shaken, leaving them with feelings of insecurity or uncertainty. They may feel that they are no longer the men they once were, and that can be deeply unsettling. But in these moments, we must remember that these feelings are not a sign of weakness. They are a natural response to the passage of time, to the inevitable changes that all of us face. And most importantly, they are an invitation to redefine who we are, not just in terms of our physicality, but in terms of our emotional richness, our wisdom, and our capacity for love. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. I have known many men who, instead of resisting these changes, have embraced them with dignity and grace. These men did not allow their physical transformations to define their worth. Instead, they chose to redefine intimacy in a way that was meaningful for them in their later years. They began to focus less on physical performance and more on the emotional and psychological aspects of their relationships. They learned to value tenderness, affection, and shared pleasure over fleeting moments of sexual prowess. For them, true intimacy became a celebration of emotional connection, and in this, they found fulfillment. For those men, aging did not signal the end of their virility or their ability to form deep, meaningful connections. It marked the beginning of a new chapter, one in which they could engage in relationships from a place of emotional maturity and understanding. They learned to embrace the beauty of vulnerability, the richness of shared experiences, and the power of a deep emotional bond. And in doing so, they found a kind of love that transcends the physical and touches the heart in ways that youth alone could never offer. In life, we learn that beauty, love, and fulfillment do not lie in the things we have lost, but in the ways we learn to grow, adapt, and redefine ourselves. As we age, we come to understand that true vitality is not determined by how we look or how our bodies respond, but by how we connect with those we care about. Aging, in fact, offers us the chance to embrace a more profound and lasting form of intimacy, one rooted not in physical performance, but in emotional depth, shared tenderness, and the joy of simply being present with another person. So my dear grandchildren, I want you to know this. There is no shame in aging, no shame in the changes our bodies undergo. In fact, these changes are part of what makes life so incredibly rich and meaningful. As we grow older, we have the opportunity to redefine what it means to be truly fulfilled. We can choose to focus on what matters most: love, connection, and the ability to be emotionally present for those we hold dear. And in doing so, we discover that the best parts of life are not always the ones we leave behind, but the ones that continue to evolve in new and beautiful ways. Allow me to share with you a story that has stayed with me over the years, a story that I hold dear to my heart. It is the story of a man I once met, someone who, like many of us, was touched by the inevitability of aging. He was in his later years, and his life had been filled with the kind of passion and vitality that one might associate with a younger man. In his youth, he had been a passionate lover, deeply connected to the physical and emotional aspects of intimacy. His body had once responded eagerly, and his sense of masculinity was closely tied to his ability to perform. But as time passed, he began to notice subtle changes. His body no longer responded the way it once had. There were moments when he would feel a sense of frustration or even embarrassment, knowing that his physical capabilities had shifted. This deeply troubled him. The fear of disappointing his partner gnawed at him, and the thought that she might no longer see him as the man he once was filled him with dread. He began to believe that his worth, as a man and as a lover, was diminishing, and this belief cast a shadow over his heart. As the years went by, he wrestled with feelings of insecurity, the fear that his body's changes had somehow made him less whole. This was a common fear, one that many men face as they grow older. We live in a world that often equates masculinity with physical strength and sexual vitality. And so, as his body changed, so too did his perception of himself. He felt disconnected from the man he had been, uncertain of how to navigate this new chapter of his life. But it was his wife, his loving partner of many years, who helped him see things in a different light. With a look filled with love, tenderness, and a profound understanding, she reminded him of something essential. the value of their relationship was never tied to his physical ability. She reminded him of the deep emotional connection they had built together over the years, the bond that had only grown stronger with time. She told him that what mattered most was not his body's response, but the love they shared, the history they had written together, and the emotional intimacy that had always been at the heart of their relationship. Her words were not just comforting, they were transformative. In that moment, he began to realize that the true essence of their love wasn't rooted in physicality, but in the tenderness, the trust, and the genuine affection they had for one another. Together, they began to rediscover what intimacy could look like in this new stage of life. They found new ways to express their love, through small, intimate gestures, the quiet moments of companionship, the tender touches that spoke volumes without words. They communicated openly, honestly, and with vulnerability, learning that true intimacy wasn't about performance, but about connection. Through this rediscovery, they came to understand that a fulfilling relationship in older age could still be just as rich and profound as it had been in their youth. The physical changes were a reality, but they did not have to define the quality of their intimacy. They learned to embrace this new phase of their relationship with grace and love, finding pleasure in each other's company in ways that transcended the physical. Despite the inevitable changes, this couple lived a full, joyful, and satisfying intimate life until the very end. Their relationship wasn't just sustained by physical attraction, but by the depth of their emotional connection, the mutual respect they held for each other, and the unwavering support they gave one another. This story is a powerful reminder that, in the end, true intimacy is not about how we look or how our bodies respond, but about the love, understanding, and trust that we nurture in our relationships. It's about the ability to adapt, to communicate honestly, and to cherish the moments of connection, no matter where we are in life. As time goes on, the most important thing we can offer one another is our heart, and our willingness to continue growing together, even as we change. This man and his wife understood that, and they embraced it fully, leaving behind a legacy of love and a beautiful example of how intimacy evolves, but never fades. Now that we've explored the physical changes that come with aging, especially when it comes to our sexuality, I hope you've gained a deeper understanding of how the body evolves over time, and how we can embrace these changes with dignity, rather than fear or discomfort. The essence of who we are remains rich with experience, and understanding this allows us to find new ways to connect with ourselves and others. So, what have you learned today? Is there one change or insight that stood out to you the most? I'd love to hear from you. Please share one thing you've learned and how you plan to bring it into your own life in the comments below. If you like this video, please don't forget to leave your comment, like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content on aging, health, and living your best life. Thank you for watching, and remember, aging is not something to fear, but something to embrace with grace and wisdom.